It's your birthday!
Today's my birthday, and yeah, we had a nice little rest here at Rodriguez Key, and now we're gonna sail on to the Dry Tortugas. The Dry Tortugas is a small cluster of islands sitting at the very tip of the Florida Keys. The islands and surrounding waters are a national park known for the magnificent Fort Jefferson, a beautifully preserved 19th century fort that guarded a fledgling America's shipping lanes. It's surrounded by pristine blue waters with coral reefs rich in marine life below the seas, and a very healthy assortment of bird life on the sandy islands. Well, we've got like 140 miles, I think, from here. The wind should be pretty nice and chill. I think it'll be a good sail.
Yeah.
Baby Nugs is ready. What are you doing? Good morning.
She's already very busy.
Yeah, she's got things to do. Don't bother me. Excuse me, I'm here writing on this. Can't you see? Well, we're doing pretty good. I've just been having fun playing with the new chart plotter. I purposefully didn't read the instructions because I wanted to see if it would be pretty easy for me to pick up. And yeah, so far so good. I've got our course laid in to Tortugas Bank where we're headed. And I've got the radar going, which is in overlay mode right now, which is pretty cool. So you can see that here's the charts, and then the radar is right spot on with the chart because I have all the heading data and everything wired into this. So that's working. It's cool. The other cool thing that I've noticed is this is a Doppler radar, so it can detect like movements. So that yellow spot means that target is actually coming towards us, and then the other red stuff is not moving, so it can kind of differentiate stuff that is moving away from you, towards you, or is stationary. Other than that, I mean, I've got some different screens where you can go just purely on radar. We see Calico Skies. Back here it's picking up the stuff from AIS as well. And then we can do like a split screen with this guy. So we can have them both.
That's great. I'm really stoked about this.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great because, you know, with the Nugs, most of the time it's, you know, long watches for me while you're watching Sierra. And so we can set up all kinds of alarms. So it's just like having a third crew member that's constantly like scanning for AIS and especially radar targets that are getting closer to us.
Something got tangled.
Oh no!
Do you have any requests today for your birthday? That's it?
That's it. I just want to sit out here. I want to sail, listen to some tunes, and kick it. Thank you. Yeah. That's true.
Bill wants to know if you guys are racing us.
Always! The boys are always racing! I couldn't care less.
I'm with you, Kaza.
look at you guys.
Yeah, how's it going?
You're the ones that got your booty treasure.
Oh wow,
I got
yeah.
my red t-shirt, but I don't have it on me. It's back in camp. I'm like, dang it.
Where'd you guys come from?
We were over by Long Key.
Yeah, down that way.
Okay.
Nice.
You guys are heading to the dry clean too good yet?
We are.
That's nice.
Yeah, we're gonna go out there and hang out for a bit, do some swimming. Well, I'm glad you guys came out and said hello.
Yeah, we were glad we could.
See ya.
Well, safe travels.
Alrighty, enjoy your day, have fun. You're going lobstering?
Yeah.
All right, get some for us. Enjoy. Bye.
You know where you're spending the night at?
Nah, probably at sea.
Okay. See ya, man.
We sleep good at sea. This is the story of Delos, a sailboat adventurizing around the world for the past 10 years. And now we embark on our greatest adventure of all. Come join us as we take to the high seas and travel the world with the newest member of our crew. If you enjoy Delos videos, please subscribe. It's a great way to support our channel. All right, the wind's come up a little bit and it's starting to come behind us, so I think we're gonna set up the downwind poles, see if we can improve the conditions and get a little bit more speed out of her. All right, this is the new one. It'll be cool to see how it works.
Oh, wow.
Let's not throw it over, huh?
What did it say that?
The only thing we need to do is put that those wraps on it, right?
Yeah, here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of flat.
I think that's pretty good. I call that a success.
Yeah? Happy birthday, to you, jeez. Happy birthday to you. If I make it outside, happy birthday. No!
Oh, no! Take two.
Take two.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, which?
Yours is there.
Okay. Yay!
Good job! Happy birthday, Daddy!
Thank you.
Was it a good one?
Mm-hmm. Spent the whole day at sea.
I'm hand steering because the autopilot is just so weird. Like, it literally goes wherever it wants to go. It's kind of awful because now we don't have that much space to either side, and when it just all of a sudden turns like 30 degrees to either side, you have to turn it off and then on again and then like alter the course accordingly. I guess we just installed this autopilot and we haven't really used it that much. We've used it some though, and it was fine during the day today. I feel bad for Brian too. He was like so tired. So tired. He didn't even say anything. He was just like, it's
It turns out that when I installed the autopilot, I initially configured it for slow turning sailboat instead of a normal sailboat, which caused the computer to continually overcorrect each time we drifted off course. After a bit of sleep, the solution came to me, and after a quick recalibration in the wee hours of the morning, we were back on track.
With the working autopilot, our spirits were high, and the outline of the Dry Tortugas became visible just over the horizon. High five! High five, Nugs!
Made it.
High five!
High five.
Good job, Nugget! Good passage! Good passage! Yay! The Dry Tortugas is a U.S. national park. In fact, it's one of the smallest and least visited in the National Park Service. Because of its status, drones are taboo, so climbing to the top of the mast is about the best we can do here for aerial views. Even if it wasn't a national park, drones are frowned upon here because seaplanes use the area as an airstrip.
What a crazy landing place.
Due to the remote location, the only way to get here is by private boat, passenger ferry from Key West, or seaplane. The ferries and seaplanes only carry a limited number of people, restricting the numbers that are able to see and explore the secluded oasis and all its wonders. Best of all, both the seaplanes and ferry depart back to Key West in the early afternoon, leaving the entire park empty except for those on their own boats and the few hardy souls that choose to camp on the island.
Ooh, Kaza's in her bikini. This means business. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Such a beautiful sunshiny day out there. Do you guys like to go in and explore the fort?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah,
to...
there's some incredible history about this place I was just reading on.
Yeah. This place looks really cool. This fort is massive. You can apparently camp here. Oh, there's so many birds. It's crazy.
I was reading that the reason why this fort is here is because specifically of its location. Specifically the location. So Key West is like 68 miles kind of that way, and Cuba is like 100 miles that way. And between this location and Florida, it's all reef. So it's the Florida Keys, and there's no deep water channels between them that a big ship could go through. And at that time, like, people were sailing ships from the East Coast, the big cities in the northeast of the US, down the coast, around Florida, around the Keys, and then up into the Gulf of Mexico to get to like Louisiana and the Mississippi River, and then into the center of the US. And so if you were gonna do that route, you had to sail around this point between Cuba and where we are right now. And so it was a very strategic spot, because if another country happened to take this over, they could effectively control the shipping lanes of the US. Such a huge courtyard. Goes all the way around in a complete wall. It's amazing. Imagine how long it must have taken to build this thing. I was reading up on some things earlier, and the first thing that I learned today that I did not know is that Florida, which was purchased from Spain for $5 million US. The entire state for $5 million bucks.
That's insane.
Isn't that crazy? And so 5 years after Florida was bought from Spain, they built a lighthouse here. And then in 1837, they started construction on this like mega fort, and they wanted it to be such a huge, big... I can't do it with her crying. So the construction actually began in 1847. Obviously there's no bricks or construction materials here, just sand and seawater, so all the bricks had to be shipped in, some from as far away as Maine. There's 16 million bricks in the construction of this fort. Can you believe it? 16 million bricks. It's one of the largest. I think it's like the third largest U.S. fort ever made, but it had the single largest number of cannons. It was like something like over 400 cannons, like 440 cannons it could be in this one fort. And the range is so big on these guns from up here, they can hit a target like 3 miles away. And at that time, the ships only had cannons with a range of about 2 miles. So effectively, if a ship came within range, it could be blasted before it could even get its guns on the fort. And these are like 8-foot thick walls anyway. So I heard that with those cannons of that day, it would have taken like weeks of bombardment even to get through one wall. So the fort was actually never challenged at all. It's a pretty cool place to explore. A lot of history here.
I want to go inside. Can you go inside?
Sure. Let's check it out. Oh, look how huge this is. It just goes forever. And it's all identical too. And each one of these holes was for a cannon. And there's a moat outside.
There are some really steep drop-offs here, so I put the little, I don't know what you call it, harness on Sierra, so she can walk around and kind of explore. I think she's more walking me than anything. Like just thinking about like the food and no water and that everything had to come in by ship.
Yeah. They had to have 1 year's supplies because it's so remote. If this fort ever came into attack, they couldn't be guaranteed to send reinforcements or reprovisions. And so they had to have 1 year's worth of ammunition, of food, of water. But the problem was, like, there's no water here. This is why the place is called the Dry Tortugas. And so they stored rainwater, which didn't really work well because when the foundation of the fort settled, the cisterns underneath the fort cracked and they leaked all the water out and then salt water came in. And so they ended up creating these steam boilers. And so they brought in coal, they boiled steam water up into a condenser, and that's how they got drinking water for like 1,800 people. Imagine how much water you need.
So 1,800 people lived here.
That was like the full contingent, I think. And then the other thing I heard is that the food was absolutely terrible, like worse than you could even believe, because all the food had to be sent in. And in those days, it could take like 2 weeks for them to leave a port on the East Coast and then get here. And so by the time it got here, the bread was filled with black bugs. Meat was rotten to such an extent that dogs ran from it. The bread was a mixture of flour, bugs, sticks, and dirt.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
It is horrible. Oh, wow.
And I've heard too that this whole kind of strip of land down here is all closed off because of the thousands and thousands of birds that lay their eggs and stuff here. Yeah, like a huge nesting site. Really cool.
Up next on Delos,
The Windjammer Wreck.
we explore under the sea, starting with the incredible Windjammer Wreck.
That was great. See that school of barracuda?
And settle back into the cruising life on the hook.
You excited to go to the beach? Yes. Like this is exactly what we needed.
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels like we're finally cruising again.
Sierra is loving it. Like she has been in such a good mood lately.
Does it look good?
But as always, things are unpredictable, and we get hit by high winds and need to batten down the hatches for a few days.
I don't think any of us slept very good last night.
That's awesome. She just put the strap on. Nugget. One of these days, you're not quite big enough, but you've got safety first. That's good. The 15-inch Rodman. Oh, sort of sounds like it should be a name of a porn star, or alternatively a. Hey, oh, thank you. That's right in my mouth. Sea legs on that kid.
I know, she's getting so much. Oh, she had disappeared.
Nope.
Now she can't see anything though.
She doesn't need to see, she feels the sea. Where'd Sierra go?
Where did Sierra go?
Sierra go?
There she is!